早い早っ
いやいや早いっていうだけでねでも先生も早いタイプでいらっしゃいますでしょ。
僕もそこそこ早いって言われてますけど、もうかなわない。素早さは本当にすごいね。
この重線さえ入れちゃって回しちゃえば、最悪何が起こってもまあ本に乗ってもいいかなっていう私の考え方ですね。
そうだよね。
私この子供がいてずっと連載やってきたから、もう熱出したとかやれなんか学校に呼び出されたとか言って締め切りの日っていうのがあったんで、やっぱり落ちないのがやっぱ一番、
そう、僕もまあずっと落ちないようにしてきたんで、その考え方だね。それが連載何本っていうのを支えるね。
そうですね。
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Pro Crastinators Podcast. I'm so happy to be back. I'm the best guy ever. Yes, last week was a mistake. I'll never leave you again, I swear upon my Lord Jesus Christ. With us today is Mumkey Jones.
Ah!
Yeah, he's having a tough time right now. Ben Saint is here. and Hypocrite is also joining us.
Yeah.
I
fuck
did want
your
to say
enthusiasm. Fuck you. Fuck the PCP. Fuck my ass and suck my
hey man,
dick.
The PCP is what
I'll
you got left.
It's all I have left is the PCP. You fuckers have more subs than me now, god damn it.
It's true. Let's address this right away. Guys, there's been a terrible event, in case you haven't heard. Monkey's channel was, in fact, deleted, was destroyed from YouTube. His main channel, due to infringement of, what was it, terms of service or something?
No, wasn't it violent content?
No, it was, I made fun of Muslims one time too many, and they couldn't handle it.
Right. I mean, that certainly seems to be the case. His Sharia law video, in fact, like, you were making jokes about how many subs you will lose. You did, in fact, lose all of them, as it turns out, which is a certain kind of hilarity.
Yeah.
But it's quite sad. So first of all, Mumkey's migrating his work over to his Mumkey Jones 2 channel, which is now just called Mumkey Jones, as I understand it, right?
Yeah, link in the description, of course.
We need to update all our links on, like, the PCB shit, too.
No, I don't care. I really don't care.
All right.
Whatever. Who gives a shit?
Fair enough. But I mean, I don't know what's appropriate. I guess sub to his new channel. If you like Mumkey's shit, even if you don't like it, support the man, because it's not right what's been done to him.
No.
Subscribe to his new channel, or his current channel, his real channel, Mumkey Jones, and give it to his Patreon just to say fuck you, YouTube. We support people who do things you don't like, just across the board. Anything you oppose, we're for. Fuck these people, they're garbage.
Send YouTube your emails and fucking tweet at YouTube and just fucking spam YouTube. Like,
is there a link we can use? We can tell them to send shit to.
There's like a bunch of ways to contact YouTube, and I don't know which one's the right one.
Incidentally, this will be a week ago by the time this actually goes up.
Yeah, I might actually have my channel back by this time. It's funny,
wouldn't that be great?
The death episode premieres tomorrow, and the whole time I brag about how many subs I have, so it's going to be really funny.
Oh, no.
It should be really funny for people who hate me.
That's true. That will be an interesting arc.
I can't wait. I'm going to avoid that comment section like the plague.
Well,
I would say, though,
if your channel's not back by the time this goes up, and people want to...
I'll probably be dead.
And all right, and people want to complain about it. How should we protest to YouTube about it?
I think I can find the link where they can fill out a form, and I'll probably put it.
Can we put in the description?
Put in the link in the description.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And by the way, I'd like just people. I think it will be most constructive to not just send them, like Islamic State videos with like YouTube logo shooped over the journalist who's getting his head beheaded. Just like those sorts of things will not be constructive. Don't
take
be
the
crazy.
Trump approach.
Now that's evil. Don't go crazy and like send them death threats or what you've done is evil. You want to help. This is real shit, people. Let's not fuck around. This is real shit. So be polite and say you have made a mistake. Please correct this, Mumkey Jones. This clearly was not hate speech of any kind. It was simply criticism,
right?
In a satirical fashion. So go take that tack, guys, if you want to really help, and I certainly do. So there you go. Do what you can, people. I guess, okay, so moving on. Our topic for today is being prolific.
Whoa.
Being prolific.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, something me and Nate have been doing, and Mumkey, really.
Mumkey's always been quite prolific.
I did it once. I did it once upon a time.
Once in
T-Bap was
every blue
prolific.
moon.
T-Bap was prolific.
Oh yeah, I forgot about T-Bap. Yeah, T-Bap was pretty prolific back in the day.
Before doing Mia Mafova, I always used to like reminisce about like how productive I was during the T-Bap days and how much I loved it. But now I've upgraded my my most recent productivity memory.
These days I reminisce about how productive I was when I was drawing Brunswick. That was that was my like golden age, and I haven't been able to recapture it in a while.
You know, I'm sure this will come up a lot, but certainly not to criticize, because I love the work that you do. But
don't fucking patronize me.
You would say the same thing yourself, and you did when talking about Brunswick on, you know, because like when you started Brunswick, it had like a rougher art style.
Yeah.
But like you said, you were able to get it out really fucking fast.
Yeah.
And then as you got further, you kind of like. You know, you sort of develop more of like a connection with it, or you want it to be really great because you've put so much time and work into it, and like you start taking longer on pages.
Yeah,
and they get better, but
yeah. Like I started out with it like I'm just gonna fucking blast it out and not care that much about how it looks. But like the further I got into it and the more important it felt, like the less I was able to do that. So like, yeah, I did. Like early on, I was like, I'm gonna draw like 1, maybe 2 pages a day, and I did. But then towards the end, it was more like maybe I'll get a page done every other day. And I mean, from the beginning, like the pages were smaller, so there was like less to do on them. So like, it was. I don't know, like everything about that, like the way I approached Brunswick, just like led to like it getting done really fast, and it was really good.
You know,
and I think I need to fucking like maybe once Champion's done, I need to fucking take a minute and like look at my life and look at myself and like maybe go back and
take a look at yourself, then make a change,
and just like try and see what I can take from that and like put that in my fucking workflow, you know, like try and replicate those circumstances.
I just had like an idea while you were talking just then, because like I feel like you just need a project that you feel like you want to make more than you want to hone. Like you like
I disagree.
No. What I mean is like spending too much time on each like drawing makes it take so long, and then you feel bad. But if you had like a project that was sort of like you didn't care too much, but it was sort of fun to do. That you know that could be like a good way to just get yourself in on that like choo-choo train of just making things. And
you mean like take a break from like the other stuff and like do something that's less like quote unquote important.
Well, I was gonna say like doing a HD re-release of Sonichu, like just drawing the whole thing yourself.
God,
people have done that actually, but I see what you're saying.
That would take so fucking long, dude.
Well, I would actually say I think a strategy. I mean, here I go shilling my own shit, but like doing a like maybe I'll actually draw a page a day, like a challenge like that forces you. I
thought about it.
Position.
I thought about it. I can't do it with Champion.
Not Champion, sure.
If I started a new thing, I could maybe stick to a page a day for like a month. Like
I'd think about it.
I could have done that with Brunswick. I could maybe have done that with Brunswick. So yeah,
I
it's
would
a
really
possibility.
like it if you did a comic version of some of your recent Nuzlocke adventures. If there are any like characters that stick out in your mind.
Oh, what about Banana's Final Day, or
you
know, like
something
that
like
one?
that.
You know, Wait, sorry. You said like comic adaptations of like pieces of the Nuzlocks.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I'd read that.
Yeah. That's a really good idea.
I really please do Banana's Final Day, please. If you end up doing it, that's my favorite
Banana's
thing
Final
ever
Day,
happened.
Banana's Final Day, or Banana's Big Day Out, or whatever
Big
I
Day
call
Out,
it,
yeah.
is my favorite moment from both series.
I'm here,
amazing.
everybody.
Oh, shit.
I'm late,
Hey.
but did we just start?
We've been going for 10 minutes or so, but only because we already had been waiting for people such as you to show up in the first place.
If I'm too late, I'll just go if you don't want me here. But
No.
I'm here now.
No, it's fine,
What do you
right?
think, guys? Let's do a quick vote. Who votes Jesse can stay?
Yay, stay.
I vote yay. I vote yay.
Yay.
All right.
Sorry, I just got home. I was at the happiest place in the world, the Gibraltar Trade Center. It's a big, grimy, dirty flea market full of cool stuff.
It's just funny because we literally had this conversation and we're like, if they're joined, they can't. But I want you here. I want Jesse here. I'm a weak man. I can't hold to my own rules. Mumkey, do you have any strong feelings about this?
Whoa, that's because
Let's give him 10% less pay so I can get my money's worth.
the rules.
okay, you're
the
getting
rules
docked. You're getting
document.
docked.
The rules document says you can join late, and it's fine. Like that's
We should
that's
update
what the
that.
explicitly written rules say.
Okay, I think that like 30 minutes late should be the cutoff.
This
for
is
too late.
25 minutes. 25 minutes. That's
There
pretty
it
damn
is.
fucking close. Yeah, you're under the wire.
You're under the wire that you put there yourself, slightly above
Just now.
yourself.
Okay, we'll work on this later. I don't care if you're here. We'll figure it out. By the way, before we get too crazy, let me actually read, just for fun, the Urban Dictionary definition of prolific, just because I think you'll find it interesting. Okay, so here's the top definition: prolific, massively mediocre, utterly unexceptional, absolutely average. Person 1, did you go to that alternative rap show on the weekend? Person 2, yeah, it was prolific, eh? This is the worst. This literally
That doesn't
is
sound right at all.
completely
That's
incorrect.
just wrong. Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
listen to the next one. This is the second one. Prolific. A dumb man's profound actually means fertile or producing. I mean I guess that second part's true.
Okay, so they're saying that people
a-
confuse the words and people.
I guess so.
Yeah.
I guess so. And like the first one is just that confusion or something. I've never been confused on this word. Does anyone actually think this means mediocre or
Well,
something? Okay, whatever.
I gotta say that I'm actually pro-choisic.
Wow. Nice.
Thanks, Zippo.
Just like my girl Hillary, my
It
hero.
could be a statement that people who put out a lot of stuff evidently have a lower quality since they're doing too much work.
I think
But I
that's
don't
what they're
agree with
trying to
that.
get at. I think that's what they're trying to get at with this. Like, if you're prolific, then you obviously aren't working that hard.
Wait,
You
what was
must
the
not be that
second
good.
one? A dumb man's profuse.
A dumb man's profound. A dumb
Profound.
man's profound actually means fertile or producing. These are
Does
terrible
that mean the
definitions, but
person
whatever.
using prolific in that way is a dumb man, or
Well, yeah. If you use a word
well,
wrong,
yeah,
you're
yeah.
dumb.
I would agree that
That's
we're all
certainly
dumb.
true.
Yeah, but not dumb enough that we would ever incorrectly, misspeak or
No,
anything, or use one word when we meant another.
That should be our slogan, not dumb enough.
All right. Well, let's. I don't know. Where should we take this? Do we want to just talk about?
The
wanna
trials
talk
and
about-
tribulations of being prolific on
Yeah.
the interweb.
Now, Mumkey's, I think, consistently the most prolific man here when he's not doing a big gay
Not-
event.
when his
forcing him
channel's
to
not
be.
fucking deleted.
Well, that too. So Mumkey, why don't you tell us about your approach to your content? Where prolificity pertains to it, I guess,
Yeah.
if that's the word.
So I have a dry erase board up on my wall above my desk, and it has my daily schedule. And I don't really follow.
Oh, I
this
love it
anymore
already.
'cause
I love it.
I got cucked, but it's pretty much like this. Sunday through Wednesday, I would do work on main channel videos. I treat it like an actual job, 8 hours a day, every day. So that's how I
Great.
crank out all this shit. Then the PM record the DIIIIEEEEE podcast. AM of Thursday edit the podcast. You just have to schedule this shit out. And
I
treat it
love
like a
you,
real
Mumkey.
job.
This is perfect. This is perfect. Go. I've got a massive erection right now. Please continue.
Fridays are dedicated to recording Let's Plays, and then Saturday in the AM you edit those motherfuckers, and then Saturday in the PM you record the PCP, and there you go. That's my week.
Yeah.
That's what my week used to be before I decided I'm going to kill myself.
And is that to have Sundays off? Is that the thing?
No, Sundays I work
Sundays
on main
are-
channel videos. I don't get a day off because my job is
Good.
making fucking YouTube videos. So I don't
Exactly.
need
Days
a
off
day
are for weak faggots.
Yeah, every day is a
I
day
love
off.
it. No, days off are literally a fake meme, a fake news created by unions to trick us into thinking that we're less cool than we actually are as human
Yeah.
beings. Weekends are for, if you've got a shit job, then I'm
Man.
sure you're totally into a weekend. Weekends are for people with bad jobs. That's what they are.
Anyone who pretends, anyone who, looks down their noses and says that, like, entertainment or the arts is not a real job,
Fuck that.
if that person has a, quote, real job where they get a fucking weekend and days off and get to go home at 5 p.m., fuck them. They're the lazy ones. They're scum. They're nothing to me. I work fucking 25 hours a day, 366 days a year. I've never had an off day since before I was born. Fuck you.
Yeah,
Die.
and the way that I've been getting those is actually every PCP is recorded. We actually talk at 10 times speed, and then we
Except
slow
for today
down
when
the
I was
recording.
fucking 10 minutes late for the podcast because I was at a flea market. That's
the happiest place
the
in the
only day
world.
off I've ever had in my life. And I still made it to work on time.
Yeah, of course.
on
What was that
time.
place called again? Well,
Roughly on time.
whatever. Yeah, that's great. Jesse, what was that place called again? It sounded magical. Gibraltar
man.
World Fair or something?
The Gibraltar Trade Center. I went
Amazing.
today. It's like my favorite place in the world. It's like an hour away. It's this gigantic, like an airplane hangar, fucking grimy ghetto flea market full of like, you know, just like vendors full of stuff.
Yeah.
And there's this huge sign. I'll post a picture of me by the sign. It's the sign of this dandy gentleman in like a bowler derby and a brown pinstripe suit with a cane, and he's like, "Welcome to the Gibraltar Trade Center. I'm Gibraltar, and welcome to my stuff. You can buy my stuff." He's my best friend. He's my hero. He's my father. I took a picture standing next to him. We're best friends now forever. And the reason I went is because after this summer, after 37 years, the Gibraltar Trade Center is closing its doors once and for all. And it's the saddest thing ever. So I called up my secretary. I said, we have to go to Gibraltar every day this summer before it closes.
Ben, remember that trade center that we went to where I think we sold our original NES with all our games like fucking idiots?
You're misremembering, because we sold our original NES at a GameStop, and I know because they ripped us off for an original copy of Kid Icarus, which they gave us a measly, miserly, parsimonious $8 for.
Fucking cucks. And the
probably,
1 cent for like all our games.
Probably could have got like 30 or 50 for it.
Why the fuck did we sell that? Okay, but forget that.
But I do remember a flea market.
The Gibraltar Trade Center sounds so funny to me, and it's because the World Trade Center. That's the funniest thing.
I was thinking it.
I never realized.
Thank God they got the World Trade Center and not the Gibraltar one.
Yeah, true.
Nate,
true.
but I do remember a flea market.
The Jabroni Trade Center?
There was a flea market where we bought Earthworm
Metal
Jim 2.
Gear Solid 1 and Metal Gear Solid 1. Remember that?
No, but I remember Earthworm Jim 2.
I remember we bought Metal Gear Solid 1 at a trade center because you were like, my friend Stefan really likes this game. We should buy this game.
That sounds like something I'd say.
If I can add to what Jess was saying about an hour ago before Nate and Ben interrupted with this stupid bullshit. The point about the wage cucks, like, you know, they go to work at 9, they go home at 5. Like, you get to stop working at that point. But when you're doing creative stuff, all day you're tormented by thoughts of, okay, what should I be working on next? What's the next idea? What's the next video going to be? And I can't turn that part off. It's not like a 9-to-5 job where it's like, okay, I'm at this place and now I'm back at this place. I'm at home all day and I can't stop thinking about things I should be working on. It doesn't.
It's true. Off. Like I can think like, oh, I just can't do it today. I can't do anything. I just I'll lay on the couch and like try to relax and play video games. But like even when I'm relaxing, I'm not relaxing in my head. I'm still working in my brain.
You know what that is? That's the comfort of low personal expectations. Like, oh yeah, it's not like if I work harder, I'm gonna like make any money today. Like, why would I go in and like put in an extra hour to like get this project done? I'll just do it on fucking Monday. Who gives a shit? Whereas
it does
all of
weird
us,
things.
if we do more shit, if we work harder, we get more back. But of course, it's up to us to define our own destiny out here doing our own shit, which is why it's so much better.
And especially like our particular branch of entertainment. Like I'm sure Mumkey probably has this problem as well, where like I feel like I can't play a video game because I should be recording it somehow.
Yes.
I
hate video games now.
Like video games were like they've always been like my most beloved hobby, but now they're also just my work.
This is why everybody should stream all the time, because streaming is basically, you know, being able to play a video game and relaxing and chilling out with people. And you don't feel like you're performing, you feel like you're hanging out. And also, you don't have to edit anything. It's so much better than making Let's Plays. I made Let's Plays for, you know, a couple of years. Nobody ever watched them. Nobody ever watches the live streams, but at least now I can see
hey
there are
man,
a few
23 viewers reliably turn into Miney Crafty every Friday.
Yeah, and
or whatever.
Sheepover's like the queen of the chat. She's always watching your shit while she's at work. She loves it.
So, but it's like, even if it's only 20 people, on a YouTube view count, 20 people is like, there's nothing. But in a stream, it's like, I have 20 whole people here, and they're saying things.
That's a party. That's a party. It's not just video games. Like, I feel that way about everything. Like watching a movie or something. It's like, I'm spending this time watching a movie, but like, man, I could be making something. I could have made this movie. But better, you know?
That's interesting. I always used to look down, and I still do, on people who kind of like in a just like people who aren't creators but like have a social media presence, like they just have a Facebook page or whatever, and then they like feel the need to like document the cool shit they do. But like I do a different version of that now, where I like post to Twitter the things that I'm doing that seem interesting or relevant, in addition to just my thoughts and shit. Just because like when I was at Anime Expo, I just felt a desire to post all this shit because it's like relevant to my YouTube presence, you know, because like I'm an anime talky boy, so I'm at Anime Expo. Here's a bunch of shit I'm gonna do, and you know, it's a little different from like the reason people do it, but I feel like it's part of like my branding, so I can feel like I'm accomplishing something by doing that, you know, like I'm helping my business by doing that shit. It's cool. It's cool.
My Twitter doesn't help
it-
my business, but I do enjoy it. I don't know.
For a while
Twitter's a
there,
little bit.
for a while there, I was really on Twitter a lot, and I kind of, I don't know, it was
I'm a
kind of a
Twitter
way for me
fiend.
to like get out of doing real work, like take a break from drawing, but still like tell myself that I was doing something productive because I was like expanding my social media outreach or something. But
Yeah.
I think it's not real. It's like what I don't know, like it's
not- yeah.
There's such a thing as too much.
And
You know-
there's not a real return on investment on Twitter.
There is
really,
a bit.
you know?
Like I think it's good.
A bit,
It's good
a
and,
bit.
and beneficial to maintain some kind of like fan like direct line of communication there and like talk to people and like get messages and respond and just like show everyone you're still here and you're still doing stuff. But like not much. Like
There's a
little
calculation to
a
make.
little bit goes a long way.
Yeah, I feel like in the last year or so, I've become like really good at Twitter to the point where like I've got more followers on Twitter than people with more YouTube subscribers than me.
Yeah.
And like it feels good. You get that rush. You get all the favorites and the retweets and stuff.
Yeah.
But like I would almost prefer to not be as good at Twitter, so I wouldn't tweet as much because like I have a vision for myself. Like I long to be one of those mysterious creators who doesn't have a social media presence and like people only know him from his work. And that's it. Like, I show up out of nowhere after, like, months or years with a video, and people are like, wow, he's back. What a legend. He's back. I want to be that guy, and I can't because I'm too damn good at Twitter.
I feel that. I feel that. Sometimes it feels a little cheap for me to be like going on Twitter and like just talking to people, and it's like I should be speaking through my work instead. Like why do I have to do? Why am I doing this? But then it's like.
And like sometimes like I'll fool myself, like I'll lie to myself, like I'll go on this massive tweet storm, or I'll make a big chain of tweets making some like grand point or like fucking philosophical theory, and I'll look at it and like maybe I'll just take these tweets and format them in the form of a video. So I'll have content. I'm never gonna fucking do that. I don't know why I lie to myself. Once it's on Twitter, it's gone. It doesn't matter. It's lost to the void.
It's kind of given you like since it's sort of published in a way, it's like
Yeah,
why
you
am
get
I
the
gonna-
endorphin rush of having said it,
Right,
but without having said it well in the format people actually care about.
Yep, and the way
I have
that'll actually make
seen-
you money.
I have seen you take tweets and turn them into videos before, or at least put them into videos.
Yeah, I definitely try to remember the choicest of quips to bring back in a video form if I can.
Well, let's, I don't know. I think, did we get off our original topic here a little bit? I mean, this is all relevant, but let's focus in a little bit. So I was asking Mumkey about how he deals with his productivity, and that's perfect, Mumkey. Your scheduling system is exactly what I should be doing. I like with Mia Mafova, I'm a bad guy at managing my time, so either like I've decided like, I'll do a thing where I'll be like, I've devoted, like Saturdays and Sundays are like this. I just sort of think in my head during the week, like, okay, Saturday and Sunday are just pure get YouTube stuff done. Just work on that stuff. But the problem comes in that I don't organize that time, like, specifically enough. So I'll do things like wake up in the morning, like today, and like be like, okay, I'll just spend like an hour, just like goofing around doing stuff. And like, I've got all day to get to it. So what am I going to do? Waste the whole day? I don't think so. Meanwhile, so many Saturdays, the days that I have like the most amount of time to work on shit, end up just getting consumed by me thinking like, oh, I'll do it in a bit. Oh, I'll do it in a bit. Oh, I'll do it in a little bit, because I have not structured my time perfectly enough. Which is
it's
why
almost
guys like
you're
you,
a
Mumkey, are heroes.
Procrastinator.
Hey, that's me,
You know,
baby.
it's funny, Nate, that you still go through that because you did Mia Mafova. You had to do it every day, and I'm doing like my thing, the AAUUUGGGHHHH thing, and every time I wake up, I'm not even considering not doing anything. I've been working like from 8 a.m. to however long it takes. Usually I finish the video for the day by 6, and then I try to start
not
the
bad.
next one immediately. But like the idea that after Mia Mafova you could wake up and then not continue that, That's
See,
I don't
agree,
know whether-
Hippo. I agree, Hippo. Nate is a fucking hack, and
It all makes sense just in the context of the way that my brain works. Because like I'm doing this thing where I do during me and Mafava, I was able to like kind of be intellectually lazy and just say, Nate, your whole life is now making videos. You are doing nothing else, and because of that, I didn't have to actually put in the hard work of something that will like pay off long term, of being able to structure my time intelligently and carefully. And like that's because I was able to just kind of relax into I've given up everything except making videos. Like that's actually kind of the easier way to do things than like managing your life properly.
that's what it was like. That's what it was like
Yeah.
drawing Brunswick. I would like wake up and be like, "There's no question of me doing anything other than just sitting down and starting to draw."
Right.
Yeah,
And it worked.
I've
I'm a
never
man of
been,
extremes.
I've never been good either at the scheduling thing. The only schedule I have is twice a week I stream, and around that I've mentioned this before. I have like a pad of paper of like goals that I need to get done. At the moment, I have just like the list of video ideas I have, and once I've done one for the day, I just tick it off. But the idea of saying, okay, for the beginning of this day, like AM of this day, I'm gonna work on this. It just doesn't feel right. I've made calendars like that before, where I would say, all right, for this hour, I'm gonna work on this, but I never know. Like I sometimes can start at the right time, but I never end at the right time, so the entire schedule is fucked for the rest of it. So I'm like,
Yeah.
I've gone like over by 3 hours. I don't know what to do now. Should I skip
I've
to
never-
the next thing?
I've never been able to stick to a schedule, but what's worked for me is like just getting the day started on the right foot. Like if I get the day started and I'm starting to work, then that's going to be a productive day. But if I wake up and I'm like, I'm going to do something else for a while and then I'll start working, like I might as well just give up, you know?
Yeah, man, that's like
cancer.
my Achilles heel as a creator and as a human being is that I have like a hard time focus, and like you said, Ben, it's almost like an involuntary procrastination where like when I get up, I cannot think clearly at all until I've like eaten and been outside and walked around a little bit. So it's like I'll sit down to work. It's like, okay, well first I'm hungry, so I go to eat. Then it's like, well, I need some fresh air, so then I walk around.
Food was
then
a
I
trap,
finally
dude.
get back.
Food's a trap.
Yeah. Then I finally get back and start to sit down. Like, well, now I have to go pee. So then I have to go pee. Then I go pee, go back down, sit down. Like, well, now I'm hungry again. So I go and I eat again. And now I have to go outside again. And now I fucking remembered that, like, I thought of a tit. So now I'm horny. So now I gotta go sail around the world and find, like, a seaside brothel.
Yeah.
And then I fucking come back, like, a month later and finally sit down. And it's like, well, now I'm hungry again. You know, it's never ending.
That's why.
Next thing you know, it's like 2 a.m. You ain't done shit.
Yeah, that's pretty much a similar problem to me. The only thing I find that helps is breaking my tasks down into tiny little bits. You should see me at work. I've got all these Post-it notes that have all like my tasks broken down into like tiny little chunks. Like it's better at work because like there are people there who will fire me and hold my feet to the fire if I fuck up real bad. So I have no choice but to schedule my shit, and that's great. Having deadlines makes me 1,000 times better at getting the shit done. Even if I like. Am a big shitty procrastinator and wait until like the last possible minute to get it done, which I've always done, and I really want to fix about myself. But I take every task I have. I have all these lists I make it work, and I really try to break it down into the smallest possible components, and then just itemize like, okay, I'm doing this now, then I'm gonna do this, then I do that, and I'm not great at it, obviously, but I find that even if I'm like Gib and I like fail to like stick to the plan, having these to keep me sort of sailing in the right direction of what I need to get done eventually, and like the little steps to do, and really knowing like exactly what motions I need to specifically do in order to get it accomplished is a big help to me. It helps me long term get things done, even if I don't stick to the plan perfectly.
Yeah. I forgot. I was gonna say something, then I blanked out. Something about AAUUGGGHHHH, something about videos, something about making videos. There's something about being productive or prolific, in fact.
You have been able to get like it sounds like at least one video done, if not more. During your time.
Yeah, if it's a vlog, I can get 2 videos done per day. If like one of them's a vlog and the other one's like an edited video.
I never managed that with me and Mafava, not even one time.
Well, I mean, I have a huge advantage because I have all day.
Oh, that's true. That is true.
So it's
but
not
even
like,
on weekends, I never did it.
Oh no, I've been working all fucking week, every single waking moment. This is what I was gonna say. because like all these problems of like you wake up and you're not sure you want to really start doing this. It's like, oh, you know, I didn't finish that podcast. I'll just put that on and listen to the last bit of that as I wake up and, you know, have a bite to eat. And before you know it, you're clicking on the next podcast and you're like, oh no, I'm gonna kill myself. But this month, like, even just before the month, I was trying to make a few videos like as a buffer to get me started. And they were taking more than one day each to make, and I was like, oh no, this is gonna suck. And as soon as July started, I was like, I have to do it now. And the deadline, the pressure, it wasn't really stressing me out. It was just like, well, I have to do it. I'm going to do it, and I
love
did it.
pressure. I love pressure. It makes me a real human being. It forces me to accomplish things. God, I wish people put things on me and force me to do things. It's so hard to self-motivate.
What I'm gonna do, what I'm gonna try and do, it's not gonna happen. But what I'm gonna try and do is I'm gonna make one of the years. It doesn't matter when the year starts, but I'm gonna make 365 videos in a row.
What the fuck?
I'm just gonna see what happens. Because if
Casey Neistat did it.
Casey Neistat can do. I mean, he does the same sort of videos.
Yeah, but what does he do? I thought he just like talked about what he did all day. Like Hippo makes actual analysis and shit. That takes work.
That's true.
It does.
That's true.
It's I'm a lot of the videos I've been making. I'm like, does that make any sense? I don't have time to check. I just write it. And
on the other hand, Casey Neistat has 1 gorillion subs, so you know it looks like it's working.
Like my AdSense has been going up quite a bit just because of the daily amount of videos. I'm happy about this. I like this.
Great.
I like daily videos. Daily videos are great. I might do it forever.
I hope you do.
Being prolific is addictive. It's cool to feel like you're really on top of things.
I already miss Mia Mathiva intensely, and you know, I want to go back. I have to go back. Hashtag Max Revive Mia Mathiva.
It really is like giving yourself a deadline makes you more powerful because
absolutely.
Like if I have like say I want to make a 4th of July video, like I'll tell myself, okay, it has to be out on the 4th of July, so I'll work at it really hard and I'll get it almost done. But as soon as the clock strikes 12 on July 5th, it's like, well, now I'll never fucking finish it because I don't care anymore.
Even if it's 99% done, it's like, fuck it, I'm done with this shit. Yeah,
fuck it. You'll get a 4th of July video on fucking August 22nd. I don't even give a shit.
This is not quite the same thing, but something that I really regret and I think has really hurt me was when I decided to release like half of Champion, because like the previous comics I released them entirely when they were done, and it was like a big surprise, and it was like, oh man, this is what I've been working all this time. Here's the whole thing. Releasing half of it really was like really killed my motivation a lot, and because it's in a way it feels like, okay, people have already seen it and it's no longer a surprise. Like if I had kept it to myself and just like sat on it and been like, it's out when it's done, I would have felt like so pressured all the time to be like, well, no one's seen it. Like as of right now, I've got like no one's seen my work. I need to finish it so people can see it. And it would have been like I gotta finish it no matter what. Now it's like, well, people have seen most of it or a lot of it, or you know, like it can get the rest done, and it doesn't. I took the pressure off myself, and I feel like I really paid for it.
I hate when the pressure goes off. Yeah, I'm just repeating myself here, but yeah, I hear you. I hear you.
One thing that's really confusing me is that deadlines and pressure used to completely destroy me when I was younger, and I don't know when the change happened. Because, like, in school...
Well, now you're doing something that you want to do, you know? That's a big change.
I guess that might be it. But, like, I used to do... I did, like, art at school, and I liked art. And it was, like, yeah, it was making cool, big things and stuff. But it was, like, every deadline of a thing I had to do was like, oh, no, I only have 7 days left. Oh, no, I only have 6 days left. Why haven't you done anything? Oh, no, I only have 5 days left. Oh, no, I only have 4 days left. Why you just complaining about the number of days you don't have? Oh no, it's done. Oh, I didn't do anything. That was depressing the whole time. I don't know what I am doing with my life, and that was just me the whole time, forever through school.
Dude,
now deadlines are like good. Like I thought they were bad, but they're good, and I don't know when that changed and how.
You know, I know, comparing that to, like, schoolwork, like, deadlines were great for me because sort of, because I was that kid who never did, I always got pretty decent grades, I guess. I mean, whatever, who gives a fuck? But, like, I would get the project done, like, the night before. I would stay up the night before it was due and finish it then. This happened to me like every single fucking time, including on my class that I finished like this January. Like as a 26-year-old man, I was still doing. I have not fixed this about myself and may never actually do so. But like finding myself doing this shit, like it's astounding to me, like how much I am willing to just like drill myself into the fucking ground and like plan things out ahead of time and work for months to finish a project that I'm just kind of interested in or very interested in, you know, whatever. As opposed to like at work where I just like, whatever, who gives a fuck? Schoolwork, I don't care. God, I don't want to do this shit. Just like having the motivating factor of doing something for myself. It's like I don't know. It's kind of like that shit Devu talks about, where like if I guess like a sort of a political thing, where like if someone's telling you to do something, if like just for example, if the government is like telling you like, okay, we're structuring people to like be these people, to like fit into these boxes, that's what you're going to be your whole life, like as opposed to letting basically the free market like dictate what people are going to be and let them like find something they're good at and like find a way to make it work. Like not only will those people be happier, at least in my own experience, I'm like at least 10 times more productive because I'm doing something that makes me happy and I'm able to get more out of it. And I personally have way more to contribute to the world doing this kind of shit as opposed to, you know, being a fucking, you know, wage cuck automaton, just doing the shit that I'm told to do. It's night and fucking day.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Yeah, but like the free market has its own downfall because like look at YouTube, right? Like YouTube is a free market. YouTube is what might loosely be described as a meritocracy, where like people get rewarded for
unless you don't approve of Sharia law, then it's no good.
Well, on YouTube you get rewarded for doing what there's demand
what
for.
YouTube wants,
and that's why YouTube has become so homogenized, because everyone is incentivized to do the same thing, and that's what the free market does. And I mean, it's nice to say that like but if it's not rigidly dictated, if it's up to the individual to decide, then yeah, you can do what you want to do. But like not everyone can be an esteemed anime YouTuber. Name.
You're absolutely right about that. I guess just in this case, I'm more focusing just on this one thing that I notice is better about it. There are absolutely problems with, I mean, specifically YouTube or any kind of system that is trying to like, or just ends up, maybe intentional or not, like steering people into like certain compartmentalized ways of doing things. Like that's what Mia Maffa was all about. I would love to just spend all my time making gigantic like cinematic anime reviews the way that I've been doing. That's what I really want to do. But I realize that I can't do that if I want to survive. I have to adapt to the world I'm in, which forces me to do Mia Maffa. And you know what? It won't always work out this way, but I found out that people are actually pretty positive about hearing me just talk about shit and doing that kind of like light editing stuff, and that like it's brought out that something I see myself as being better at doing, you know, and it's helping me kind of find these other ways. So of course it's not always going to work out that way. There's going to be problems, but you know, if you can be forced to experiment to like see how you fit somewhere, that can be helpful. And if you just don't succeed at it, then like, yeah, it's gonna suck, but like, you know, you should find some other way. If like the thing that the market's forcing you to do just isn't working out, then yeah, you gotta find something else, which can be a loss for sure. But I just think that process is more interesting and productive and like, yeah, like really productive. Like you'll get more out of the people doing it if you let them explore that shit for themselves instead of like boxing them into shit.
Yeah.
Something like that. Something like that.
I don't particularly like it when there's a person and he makes something really great and he gets a load of fans, and then he consistently doesn't make something as great forever, and his fans continue to be there because of that first thing. I don't particularly like it, but I understand why it has to be that way, because...
Oh no, are you calling me Ego Raptor? Oh
no, I'm calling everybody the same guy who does this. Yeah. Because it's unfortunate when you just see somebody who used to be good, and now they're just doing something that is kind of homogenized, and kind of boring, and kind of whatever, but that's how they got to stay afloat, and I don't like
Hypocrite before Imgavoa Tuadid. She got so mainstream,
I look at my thumbnails, and I'm like... I don't even know who I am. What is this guy?
Nate, are you saying that you're never going to make another video in the same epic vein as the Tengen
Well,
Toppa Gurren
I know-
Lagann video?
I know Nate is going
absolutely
to do
not.
that.
I'm currently working on it. It's just that I'm restructuring the way that I do things so that I can survive while doing this and
Right.
overall make more throughout my life. I'm just probably going to break up my content between like doing those long term and then like take a day and make like a smaller video or something.
Yeah, I think that's a
my
good
current
thing
plan.
to diversify instead of just like abandoning or only exclusively doing one type of video.
Yeah. Yeah. Just trying to
Yeah,
compensate for
I
like
know
my
Nate-
own weaknesses.
I trust Nate to be able to continue making big videos while
Mm-hmm.
still doing the small stuff. But I don't know. I just maybe I feel like I haven't made a big video yet. I'm
I kind of
worried.
feel like the era of the big video is over on
In
YouTube.
a way, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, I guess it
even
is.
me as a viewer, like more than anyone, I appreciate the merit of the big gigantic videos. But man, even as a viewer myself, it's like I'd rather watch a 5-minute video.
Here's
I don't have
Yeah.
time for that shit.
Here's a weird dilemma that I find myself having. Like it's easy for me. Like I look at the landscape of YouTube. I look at how it's all like vlogs and it's all like let's plays and it's all like casual like low produced stuff. And I'm like, man, look at all the shit content. Like what I think of as like real content, as like worthwhile content, is like scripted, like narratively driven, like stories, like stories and
right.
fiction. It's like that's what I think is good, and like that's what I try to make as an artist myself. But as a viewer, I'm kind of pushed away from that. I don't want that for myself, because it's like. But I don't know if that's because of like my I don't know if that's because of like the YouTube landscape and like because of like culture. Like I don't know if that's me as a viewer or me as an artist. Because like as an artist, I'm like I don't care about what stories other people are telling. I'm trying to tell mine over here.
Yeah.
So like I wonder. I hope that it's just me being like biased by my profession. I hope. Or I would like to think that like people, that like a layperson, like the masses, like respond to that stuff well. But I don't know if it's true or not, because technically I'm part of the masses, and I find myself being like, well, whatever. Someone else will watch it. If it's good, someone else will watch it and enjoy it and like it, and it'll get popular. But I want no part of it.
Literally, my favorite show on YouTube right now is Mumkey's Yu-Gi-Oh! Let's Play. That is without a doubt my favorite thing happening on YouTube right now. I don't even know how to play Yu-Gi-Oh! But it's my favorite thing, and I can't explain it. It comes out like every other day or something like that. I fucking love it. He's just plowing through all the fucking... we're past where I even know who these characters are anymore. I don't know who any... for some reason, something about it is just great. And it's so easy for me to watch like every morning as I'm coming into work, and... it's really great, but yeah, let's talk about like the downsides of being prolific or prolificity or whatever.
Well, you guys, I mean, you were talking about wanting to do more stuff like short videos like Mia Maffava and Gibbs thing, and like getting them out more, being more prolific. I almost feel the opposite way, where like I kind of strive to be less prolific. Like my goal is for my Patreon to get high enough that I can disappear and make one huge great project a month.
That'd be cool.
As opposed to like just a never-ending stream of trash like I've been doing for all these years.
I'm at a point, thanks to YouTube fucking me, that I'm kind of in that position where I'm like, okay, maybe, since I'm not going to get 10 million views anymore, maybe I'll just do 2 really big, great videos and throw them up on the Patreon and see what happens.
That's something to try, at least. God, your video had just gotten like, it was close to like 1 million views.
Yeah,
now.
I was right up to 1 million, and they're like, you know what?
Whoa, 1
Fuck
million?
this guy.
Yeah. Had it crossed over 900,000 yet? I know it was close.
Yeah.
It had. Well,
Was that the
Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
Fuck, that's a lot of views.
and
We'll see if I get it back. And if YouTube doesn't want to give me my $1,000 in ad revenue, I'm gonna fucking burn YouTube headquarters to the ground.
Yeah, they certainly deserve it. They're just the worst. They're just the worst.
So are they just gonna keep my money? What's the idea here? fuckers?
They're gonna keep your money. They're gonna
That's
keep your money.
crazy.
Just like how right now we're having a little bit of. I don't know. This is kind of insider. Maybe I shouldn't even talk about. But like,
Are you talking about those emails? I saw those emails today.
Yeah, I'm talking like it's not a big deal, but like we're trying to basically get access to the ad revenue that the PCP has already earned, and like they're throwing up some real roadblocks here for us getting that money. They might just decide, you know what? I think we're just gonna keep it. Yeah, that's cool, you guys, but.
And they're gonna take that money. They're gonna build a paper mache cock out of it and fuck us with it.
That's right. Well,
and
we'll see. Maybe
we're
it'll work
supposed
out.
to, and we're supposed to just thank them for giving us this platform.
Yeah.
Great.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate that. Well, okay, but before we go, because we're getting pretty close to the hour, let's talk about specifically more downsides of prolificity. Because I did want
Severe
to talk
depression.
about severe depression. Like during Mia Mafova, it's easy for me to be like really excited now that it's done, but like it was hell. I gave up sleep. I gave up sleep for much of that time, and just worked since I had so little time.
Well, I feel like it's way more depressing when you don't have any videos in mind and you're just sitting there existing.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah,
I'd rather be stressed out and being like, oh man, I really need some sleep. I'd rather be like that than, oh man, I really need to die. Like, the first one's better.
I was just about to say not being prolific is what makes me feel more depressed. And then I realized something. I realized something about the way that I am as a human being. Not being like, I think that not being productive causes depression. And then I think that rather than productivity making me depressed because it fucks up my schedule, I think that being depressed causes me to change my schedule to become productive, to mollify the depression. Because if I go a while and I'm not being productive and I start to hate myself, then I'll have to like with Brunswick, I was like, the world is fucked, my life is fucked. There's nothing for me. There's nothing for me in this world. It's time to never leave my room and never do anything again and spend all day every day just drawing. Mm-hmm. And that was really helped and cured my problem for a while.
That's true. I guess the only danger is falling into that kind of depression spiral where you don't make the change and start to make shit. It's like it's a gambit.
I think the healthy thing
that nugget of chutzpah from inside yourself and actually get shit done, as opposed to just killing yourself.
I was gonna say I think the healthy thing is to make that change.
My depression is like the opposite of that, where I really love myself and my fear, and I just don't want anyone else to not like me. So my fear is that if I take too long with a video, or too many days go by without a video for me, that people assume I'm not working or not doing anything.
Yeah.
Sure.
My biggest problem that hampers my productivity is just not being able to focus on one thing at a time. Right now, I'm looking at 11 Sony Vegas windows in my browser.
Oh my god.
All of different projects, and everything takes forever for me to get out because I can't focus on finishing one project at a time. I'll do 5 minutes of work on this window and then get bored and zoom over to the other window. So I'm just inching towards finishing all these different projects instead of getting one thing done. And my worst fear is that people think that I'm just lazy or not working. I am working. I'm working hard all the time. There's just no results ever, and I don't know why.
Not to be critical, but it sounds like the issue there is that little thing that get bored that allows you to or that forces you.
I don't know. I don't know if bored is the right word. It's more like
run drive.
I can't finish one thing before I start feeling guilty about not having finished the other thing. Mm-hmm, so I'm constantly balancing my guilt for different projects and going from one to the other. That thing that Mumkey said just a couple minutes ago, about the whiteboard with the schedule, that's inspiring to me. That's really probably what I need in my life more than anything.
I think I'm literally going to order a whiteboard as soon as we're done with this call. I want that. I want that in my life.
It reminds me of those you ever seen for mangaka the timetables of how they spend their day and how each hour is blocked out.
Yeah.
And they'll work for 16 hours a day with half an hour for lunch in the middle. And then on weekends they'll only work 8 hours a day and then spend the other spend 4 with their wife or something, and then on Sunday it's right back to it.
It's like what's a better life? What's a better life, really? I guess is the question that sort of comes to mind when I think about this shit. Do you want to be somebody who, like, you know, has a 9 to 5, you know, it's fine and all, but then on your weekends, you can chill out, you can fuck sluts at the club, or do you want to be a content machine where you spend 16 hours a day or more busting your ass, and so at the end of your life you say, "Look at what I have accomplished.
Those
Look at what
both
I have
sound
achieved."
terrible, Nate.
Yeah, the
Is there a
16 hours a
medium?
day is a bit much, but I do like the idea of working really hard.
I mean,
a
I
long
like
time to make something that's so cool. Like I want to make a Homestuck or a One Piece. I want to make that.
Yeah.
the problem with
I'm dead.
the problem with the 9 to 5 slog, but then you've got weekends free. Like that sounds fine to me, because like. But then, like, what are you doing with your free time on the weekends? And like,
You should be working.
Well,
do
you know,
something. Accomplish
yeah, that's what I
something.
mean. Because if
Yeah.
you're not a content machine, then like, well, what are those free time for?
What
Because like,
are you?
because if it's just time to just like sit there and like zone out, and it's like, what's the point? Like, what are
I
you getting
feel-
out of that?
I feel like the
actu-
people who zone out don't deserve that
Life?
time off because because
Yeah,
they're not used to working so hard that they need a whole weekend of time off. If you know what I mean.
I mean,
Yeah.
my whole deal is I want human advancement as quickly as possible. So I look at the landscape of humanity, and I see all these people taking weekends off, doing nothing, and I'm like, get your shit together, guys. I want you guys to discover your purpose in life and work until you fucking die to achieve it. And, you know, be as happy as you want.
I mean,
get your shit together.
To me, happiness is, or like the closest
It's a
thing
waste
to
of time.
No,
Yeah.
no. The closest thing to happiness that I've found is just having a goal, having any goal, and feeling
Yeah.
like you're working towards it. And if you're working a 9
Yes.
to 5, then like what's like what? And then you have the weekends off. Like if you're not using those weekends to work towards some goal, and it's like, well, what are you doing? You know, like you need to feel like you're progressing towards something.
I think the normie answer would be like maybe a family, like starting a family and doing
Yeah.
that shit.
Spending time with
that's
your
fine.
children, kissing your
Waste
wife,
of time. No, that's actually
Fucking your
legit.
dog.
fucking your dog.
That's a fine way to like to be a good parent. I think
I'm not
is a good use of your time.
I'm not gonna shit on the idea of being a family
Yeah.
man. Like if that's
Of course
your goal.
not. Of course not.
Yeah, okay. But like I'm imagining someone who's just like, you know, like time off for the sake of it is not satisfying. Like if you're not using it to do something that's like gonna bring you happiness.
Even if it's something as simple as like, you know, you don't know what you want to do, but you kind of like the idea of playing guitar, so you have a guitar and you just play, play it a little. You don't know whether that's going to result in a musical career, but it's
Right.
something to be working towards. It doesn't matter that you don't need
Yeah.
like an entire life plan planned out.
Yeah.
You just need an ideal, like a goal, a thing that you want to get towards.
And
Yeah.
whatever people do, I think they're better off having like goals for it. You know, like I'm going to do this for a while. Like even if this is a weekend thing, yeah, like playing guitar, like you said, like to have a goal. Like, you know what, I'm gonna pick up guitar. It's pretty fun. Maybe one day, you know, my goal will be like do an open mic night. Just do that shit. I think that you're way better off having something that you're like working towards than just I don't know, not doing that. You know.
Yeah. If I ever find myself feeling bored, then I will know that I'm doing something wrong. Mm-hmm. Because, like, I will always take off work to hang out with a friend or someone, because that's important to me. Like, it's way more important than work. Like I almost live my life by the ethos, if I can be with another person, fuck work, it shouldn't exist.
Well, disagree there, but all right.
But, yeah, but but the opposite of that is that if I'm not working, I'd better be doing something worthwhile or fun, or else
Right.
I should put my head in a toilet, which is also fun. In a different way, because I'm a fucking Ninja Turtle, and that's what I do. I swim in the fucking toilet. I don't know where I was going with that originally, but it went somewhere totally different.
Somewhere superior.
Let me tell you guys the story of my old roommate Cobb.
Okay.
My lifelong best friend who I lived with before I moved down to North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
He worked at a kitchen 8 hours a day, and no joke, every single minute he was home when he wasn't at work, he would just sit on Netflix while staring at his phone, and that's
so sad.
literally his entire
That's so
life.
sad.
Is just binging through shows, not actually watching them, and looking at his phone. He would He's watched the 2 Netflix seasons of Better Call Saul. He couldn't tell you what happened
is he, a
because he's just
girl?
staring at his phone.
That's tragic.
Yeah, when I think about his life, like, is ignorance actually bliss? Because he doesn't seem that sad, but it looks miserable to me.
Yeah.
Wait.
It's hard to say.
Oh wait, I'm very confused about what he's looking at on his phone.
He's just like on Twitter or fucking Facebook or reading
Is it-
ESPN.com to see what his favorite faggoty football player's been up to. That's just stupid shit.
I guess
Yeah.
I guess it's not really a bad thing if you're satisfied with less stuff
Yeah.
in your life, but I couldn't be.
You know why I don't like that though? It's because if this guy or whoever, I don't mean to shit on the guy specifically, but like
No, shit on him. I fucking hate him.
anybody who does that, I think would be
Nate, hello.
significantly happier or at least equally happy
Did
if
the
they
call
were
just
like
die?
working to accomplish something and then like
You know what?
and then they're achieving something, which is good for everybody. So
I-
like
I think
let's
it-
just do that.
I think it's just because people like that haven't even considered or tried or been put into a situation where they're forced to work on something, bigger than just getting through the day. And they don't even, they can't even conceive of a big old goal like that. So they don't feel like they're missing out when they're not doing anything.
Probably true.
Which one of you was it that said that if you don't have a creative outlet, you're not even a human being? Because I agree with that completely.
I think that was me. That's how I feel.
I think I've definitely said that. I don't know
think-
if
I
I
think-
stand by it
I
completely,
think
but I
I think
definitely
Jesse's definitely said if you're not a creative person, you're less than a human or something like that.
that sounds like that sounds like a much younger, more foolhardy and arrogant version of me.
So I would also define creative in this context as like if you're working to like I don't know, crack some new mathematical algorithm just in your spare time like Einstein used to, that's creativity.
Oh,
you know,
sure.
that's yeah.
If you're
okay,
putting
just
your
saying.
brain to work in any way, I think it's creativity. Sitting fucking with
Yeah,
Netflix in the
yeah.
background is wasting your life away, in my opinion.
I
If he
agree.
wants to be a
Yeah.
zombie, I guess if it makes him happy, I don't know if I
I mean,
can
maybe
really
that's
judge him.
maybe that's a simpler and like less stressful existence.
Well,
But
I
but
don't
but
know
I
about
like to
that.
believe I like to believe that the highest of my highs are better than a person like that's.
Very true. And,
Yeah,
and plus,
I-
I would say that they're kicking their stress down the road until they die, and they're like, I've accomplished nothing.
Yeah,
My
yeah,
life was
that's
shit.
that's what I was about to say. Like people have midlife crises when they have
Yeah,
like a normal life, and they have no reason, they have no idea that you could even do more, and then they get to an age where they're like, man, I haven't really done anything, and then it all comes and hits them all at once. Whereas for us, it's hitting us constantly, but less, intensely. So we're
Yeah,
spreading
we're
out
facing
our,
it. We're
you know,
we're
depression.
staring
And
we're
having,
staring
like,
into that
a
abyss.
whole life crisis, basically.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
one of the
A
problems
whole
is
life
once you get out of
crisis.
school, life is like in fast forward, and you don't even realize how much time has passed and that
That's
you haven't
true.
done anything.
It's very true. That terrifies me deeply every day.
Without that structure that the bullshit academia system like forces you into and like
Though there might
tells
be-
you is important.
To some degree, that might be just as you get older, time goes faster. But nonetheless, that's
There's
still
that.
true.
But also the lack of structure just makes it real easy for like fucking weeks
Yeah,
and months
yeah.
to go by, and you're like, well, I wasn't supposed to be doing anything.
Yeah,
no one
because
told
yeah,
me to
you're
do
right.
anything.
Absolutely.
School very specifically gives you like little tasks and things to achieve. Like, okay, I have to finish this paper by tomorrow. But like, once you're out, there are no goals handed to you. You have to come up with your own goals, and most people don't seem
That's the hard part.
capable of having them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, most people are like just really happy that they don't have to think of little
Yeah.
goals anymore. It's like
When
I
you're-
never liked those goals because school sucks.
When you're
that's the
in
thing.
when
If
you're
school,
in
if school
school
goals were interesting, then people would probably continue to do them outside.
when you're in because most people go to school and they do the work just because like they have to do it to get the degree, so then they graduate and they're like, oh well, thank god, now I don't have to do any of those things anymore. But
Exactly.
then you don't, if you don't have anything that you are having to do, then you're headed for midlife crisis town, USA.
It really reminds me of, at least personally, how I play video games, because I love accomplishing goals in video games, and it feels great. I love like achieving challenges, and there's some challenges to achieve in real life if you want to take the time and do that shit. So it's like people, video games give people like an artificial world that allows them to like feel like they're superior and like they're doing something when instead of doing it in real life, because it's way fucking easier in a video game. But I still love video games.
That,
So
but that probably is a lot of the reason why people
I know it is for me.
they buy the hot new game and they play it all the way through and they complete everything, and then they're just like, well, I did it.
It gives them a sense of empowerment. It gives them empowerment in their own life.
Yeah, it's like it's goals for them to achieve, and they've been starved for goals because they're not doing anything. So they just play the entire thing. Real quick.
I hate thinking about that. I hate thinking about the fact that like to a certain extent, video games are just like a sort of like hamster wheel that you are supposed to like step up on and run, and if you press the right buttons, like it'll tickle your brain in that way that you've been missing, and then you're like, oh, I got it.
Yep.
Phew.
Video games are in a sense kind of like emotional crack, because you get to just like experience the most interesting part of characters' lives over and over, and like accomplish these gigantic goals that you will never be able to do in your pitiful little real life. And it's a big like placating mechanism to make you think that you're happy as you're like living somebody else's life.
When I think about that, I feel like, oh god, video games. Oh no, get them away. But then sometimes I'm like,
But
oh
then
man,
there's
oh yeah, I was just gonna say, but oh man, I sure did like Undertale. But Undertale wasn't really like. I mean, I guess to a certain extent it was. It had some tough bosses that needed like some practice and stuff. But it was mostly about the story, which is not really the same thing, I guess.
Well, I don't know. I would Undertale like makes like intellectual points about like the nature of video games, which is cool. And, you know, games do that a lot. My favorite video game of all time is without a doubt You Have to Burn the Rope on Newgrounds,
oh
which
my
is this
God.
It's this 30-second long game where you fucking go and you walk along this corridor, you grab fire, you burn the rope, and you slay the grinning colossus, and then there's like a 10-minute outro song about how fucking badass you are for burning that fucking rope. It's the greatest video game ever conceived, and laughs at this whole idea of what video games are.
Man,
I love it so
you know
much.
what the worst and most agonizing game of all time in terms of like feeling like a mindless hamster wheel?
Yu-Gi-Oh!
League of
Legacy
Legends?
the Duel.
No, that's the
Possibly
greatest
that.
ever.
For me, the worst in terms of that, and also possibly the best game ever made, which is the problem, is The Binding of Isaac. Because,
yes.
man,
Yeah, I know the guy who made that. He's pretty cool.
yeah, he is pretty good. He's a great guy.
We should get him on this show.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
We should if you want to, you should hear our conversation with him on the bonus episode. Patreon.com/ the Procrastinators or TP Crastinators. I forget our URL.
Yeah.
Was that a bonus episode?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
talked
yeah.
about
He
dogs
was on-
with him.
He was on the last bonus
man,
episode. It was great.
Which will be
That
out by
game,
now.
Oh.
I hate it because there's no story and there's no reward and there's nothing that makes it feel like a worthwhile experience whatsoever. But the gameplay itself is so goddamn perfect and flawless and beautiful. Like, there are times when I will just fall into an Isaac hole that lasts for an entire day, and I'll hate myself, and I'll want to die, but I just can't. It's the worst drug of all.
That's kind of like
Fucking
what
Isaac.
the Zelda Breath of the Wild's doing to me sometimes these days. Like, that's what I did when I woke up this morning. I'm like, yeah, I'll just play Zelda for a little bit. No big fucking deal. Of course, it's a gigantic world to explore and infinite goals to accomplish, so it's like, fuck my fucking day. But the thing about Isaac that's interesting to me, that kept me coming back, is like, if there's nothing new to discover, I won't keep playing a game like that, even if I really like it, because I'll get bored. But like the fact that there's like new bosses to unlock, new levels to unlock, new items to find, extra challenges to give myself to overcome is what I'm all about. I'm
When
totally
you
into
get that, like when two or more power-ups like combine in a unique way that you haven't seen before, it's like fucking heroin right up my dick. I just I'm chasing that dragon forever.
Especially when you get the boomerang bullets and the Ipecac exploding bullets, so the grenades come
those are
back
the
and
best.
blow you up.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
good
my
shit.
favorite. I personally have fallen way down the Magikarp jump hole. I'm really loving training all these Magikarps. I'm just
Ben.
really. I fully admit, I don't know, it's just something to do like when I'm in the car or just like when I'm just like sitting around
While
and not
you're
doing, or when I'm when I'm driving, when I'm on the toilet. It's just it's like I fully admit that the gameplay is like just a completely shallow just excuse. It's just like a series of rigmarole. It's complete rigmarole. Like the only thing that matters is your trainer level, and everything else in the game is just like a bullshit hurdle to jump over to get your trainer level up. But it's just so fucking cute how all your previous Magikarps, the ones that survive, the ones that don't get eaten by Pidgeotos or blown to smithereens by Voltorbs, they'll just like live in your pond and swim around in the background, and you can see them there. And sometimes they come and give your current Magikarp some advice on how to become a great jumper.
Whoa, that's awesome.
It's really cute and charming.
That's pretty cool.
Is
So
there
I
any
guess-
Gyarados?
You can fuck up really bad and make your Magikarp evolve into a Gyarados, at which point he becomes worthless and is discarded.
Yeah, fuck Gyarados. Just like when I normally play Pokemon.
Yeah.
I don't abide that shit.
Yeah.
Well, all right, that's cool. I guess we pretty much explored our original topic, being productive or prolific.
Prolific.
My final word on being productive is
Yeah.
I gotta get back there. I think it's
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
I've been feeling real bad for a while about not getting enough done. I think it's getting nigh on that time where I need to get back into that headset of like, wake up, start drawing, and then I'll be
Wake up.
happier.
Then I gotta drive a fucking comic. Yeah, head a table. Yeah, that's Ben. That's gonna be Ben every morning. All right. Anybody else? Final points? Being prolific.
In the comments, say which is better, Miyamava or Igmavo Tuadich?
Hey, it's not done yet though.
Yeah, but
well,
who cares? It's I
plus
win,
yours is the
I
current
win.
one. Everyone's gonna like the current one instead of the old and busted one. Hey, I'm the original, baby. I'm Bulbasaur. I'm Pokemon 001. I'll always be the champ. Hell yeah.
Bulbasaur.
Yeah.
I approve
I
of
like
that.
how Jesse's like quiet and then just he hears Bulbasaur. Yeah, Bulbasaur.
Nate just got my vote with that. He appealed to me.
I really think Min Mafnia really trumps Imgavoa Tuadich and Mia Mafava. I really
Min
think they're
Mafnia.
both. Min Mafnia is like it's like one of those
eternal.
like
You know what, I
it's like one of
agree.
those brain activity charts. It's like, Min Mafnia is like the little
yeah.
tiny skull. Ingavoa Tuadich is like a little activity. Min Mafnia is like, just like fucking like angels shooting out of like a man with his brain.
with light shooting out of his fucking head.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's
and
right.
like the eye of Ra, just like
Oh my god, the sheer brilliance of maybe never making a Nuzlocke ever again. It's just it's hard to fathom.
My Christ consciousness is off the chart.
Right.
The thing that really puts it over the edge is the maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, damn, this guy's got it all figured out.
Thanks.
All right, well, let's go to our questions if we're all set with this. Or we all good? We all set, folks? I got nothing else
I'm
to say.
good, baby.
Okay. Let me see. I'm just scrolling. I had a good one. Where the fuck did it go? Nope. Fuck. I gotta find something fast. Okay, here we go. At Moe Entrepreneur asks, what crimes have you committed? What crimes have you committed? What are you willing to confess?
I dared to make a point that Sharia law probably doesn't treat women very well.
Oh, that's true. That's a YouTube crime.
Disgusting.
That's a YouTube
How
crime.
dare I? That's it.
I think we're all two good boys. We're the goodest boys on the whole planet.
I've
Just stop being crimes when we do them.
Yeah, that's true.
I've stolen shit before. I'm not embarrassed about that anymore. I've shoplifted stuff.
As have
I've
I
been real
small
poor.
Scale. I wasn't poor. I would just eat a donut while walking around and was like, whatever. This is my donut now. It's in my body.
Yeah.
I've done it. It's part
Did you
of
ever
me.
steal anything from Digi when you lived with him?
Food, probably.
No, only I would.
His
Well,
dignity.
well,
I
after
didn't have.
well,
it.
after
virginity.
Victor moved out.
no.
After Victor moved out, I ate a bunch of the food that he left behind. But like he left it
That's not so
behind,
bad.
so I'm thinking that's not stealing anymore.
Yeah, I had
The
a
gray area.
I
You
stole
know,
Digi's time
I
when
committed
went to his
once. Well, we've all done that.
Yeah.
I committed the greatest crime ever once, and I'm ashamed of it to this day. I'll never atone for it.
Shit.
When I was a little kid, when my grandma used to watch the news, I would just come in the room and sit down and turn on the Sega and not even ask her.
Oh my god, you monster!
And I didn't even care. I had no remorse for my poor saintly grandmother, and now she's dead, and I can never apologize for this crime that I committed over and over again as a child. I ought to be stoned, as is code of Sharia law,
She probably thought you were cute.
which is my religion now, so I can stay on YouTube forever.
That's right. That's right.
She probably was so senile that she thought Sonic the Hedgehog was the news.
She did have Alzheimer's. It was very sad.
Here's another question. At Exilovich asks, who would win in a
Hey,
fight?
I know him.
Yeah, I know that guy. He's a dead minin'. Who would win in a fight? Ronda Rousey or Gal Gadot? You know? I mean, Gal Gadot has killed
They're
a
both
male,
women, so
I
they would
believe.
both lose.
I
The
mean,
real
I don't know if
loser
Ronda
is the
Rousey.
audience.
Yeah, that's
I don't
true.
know if Rousey has 2 kills under her belt.
That's true. That's true. By the way, guys, I just happened to read the other day. This is a little bit of a tangent, but I like apparently it's common. Like the world champion
Gal
Australia.
Gadot killed two.
They weren't world champion, but like the Australian like national team, like their best national team, their female national team, lost 7-0 to a 15-year-old high school boy soccer team. Like, what is that? What the fuck is happening here? These are like the best in the country. I don't know. I just was astounded.
Okay, wait a minute.
Best in the country.
Oh, you got it. You got it.
Man, I really I want that clarified. Is it true? Like, I know Munchie drilled it all into our heads, and now we accept it as
Gal
fact.
Gadot did it.
But I tried looking it up, and I couldn't find this information in for real. So I don't know if it was just scrubbed, and only Munchie knows the truth.
Yeah, I
if
don't
he's
know.
Munchie's
there.
Munchie's the
Gal
only
Gadot.
Munchie's the only source for fake news that I trust.
Did you guys see that poster somebody made of the Wonder Woman with the Palestinian kid
it's
under her sword?
amazing.
Amazing. Way to go, dude. I wish I remembered your name, but that was sick. We
I retweeted it, but it's 3 weeks ago, so good luck.
Yeah. Okay, a new question. Here we go. At ZTM0321 asks, thoughts on YouTube being pro Sharia law?
Yeah.
Good question. I approve. Let's talk about this for a second. So Sharia law, guys, it's not so good. Got some issues with it. Got some complaints.
No, I've seen the
well,
light. It's
and-
actually
and-
the ultimate way to live.
Oh, is
and,
that true?
and now that you've
Okay.
said that, Nate, the PCP
Yeah.
is done for. They're out
Yeah.
for us. We're gonna get
You
flagged. We're
slightly
gonna get
criticized
banned.
it.
Yeah, we're done.
We're gonna get fucked and sucked.
It's
I'm
it's
really curious
ridiculous.
as to whether they actually know it's about Sharia law and that's why it got taken down.
Can we just talk about this for a second? I mean,
or whether
people-
it was just Sharia law is a controversial thing. You can't have that in a title. Destroyed.
I mean,
was it as simple as that, or?
But
The
the thing
strike-
is, I did a lot of research before I put up the video, and there are outright hate mongers on the front page of when you search
Yeah.
"fuck Islam." Just saying the worst things you can imagine. Millions
Yeah.
of views on the front page of search. I make a comedy video that doesn't specifically target any group at all for hate. It just lists stats and shit and makes jokes about them. Instantly deleted within a day.
maybe it's just
Was
because
it-
somebody
it- I-
manually flagged it or something.
Well,
I
yeah,
don't
but
know.
Yeah, that has to be
Is
it.
that people in your audience who subscribes to Monkey Jones and then gets so upset about something like that?
What if
Well, I mean,
literally
he's
ISIS
been getting
submitted
pretty.
that manual
He's been doing well on
reply?
Reddit.
Oh no, wait,
so
no,
it's-
I know why. The Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
Yeah,
probably,
that's right.
That's probably it.
I mean, I'm
God,
almost
fuck.
positive that it's just one Muslim guy on Reddit must have seen it and flagged it.
yeah.
I bet it was literally ISIS. I bet literally ISIS logged
It
into
was
their YouTube
ISIS again,
account.
that guy that I hate the most. ISIS.
Yeah, the worst guy. Yeah.
Maybe
the
it's
worst
all those
PCP
Muslims-
character of all.
Maybe Muslims really like Diary of a Wimpy Kid, and you really pissed them off with that first one. And
Guys,
the Sharia law, you broke the camel's back.
That's
you know?
probably true. Let's just examine this just for 1 second more. Okay, so YouTube's thing is that they're SJW cucks, right? That's clearly where they're moving. So that being the case, they support or are totally in defense of this belief system that says that women should not drive cars or should be clothed when they're outside at all times.
Here's the thing.
What is up with that?
This is the
Brown-
most
Brown
pro-feminist
comes
video
before-
I've ever made, and it's the one that
Basically.
got me banned.
You're literally arguing for women to not have to be forced to wear clothes that cover their entire body.
And to
That's
not
your
be,
argument.
beaten and raped by their husbands and all that
It's,
stuff.
it's
all
literally
backwards.
because brown comes before women.
Yeah, it's the progressive
skin
stack.
color.
That's
Yep.
how Obama beat Hillary in 2008.
Yeah.
It's not a joke.
I don't accept that. Hillary won that election too. She's perfect.
How long has she been the president?
16. She's gonna have 16 years under her belt. by
How'd
the
they
end of
even
this.
let her run for a third term? That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. That's one of the many mysteries I'm trying
She
to
is, in
uncover.
fact, the founding mother of America. There were no others. She
Yeah.
wrote the Declaration of Independence.
She is the alpha and the omega. Yeah,
Yeah,
she's
you know,
everything.
as much as I hate to get off my centrist high horse for a minute, that is definitely some SJW cucky shit on YouTube's part.
Yep, it's unacceptable.
For
I really-
once, Monkey didn't deserve it.
Yeah, I've been
It's
saying
true.
it couldn't have happened to a more deserving person.
Indeed. Well, hashtag justice for Mumkey. I don't know, man. Hopefully that shit works out. We'll
I've
see.
been sending in appeals every single day, begging the stupid fucking interns who look at this shit to actually watch the video and tell me where the hate speech is, because they couldn't do it. It's impossible.
Your fucking intro bit, Mumkey Jones, that's me. That's like my favorite I don't know. That line is fucking hilarious.
You know, that was funny. I really like that.
Yeah, it was
Like,
great.
I really get a kick out of the bad Mumkey dancing in public scenes. Those are my favorite parts of all of your videos.
Coming up, I'll survive. I don't even know how that song goes, but it was great. Okay, here's another question. Getting off that, I guess. At IceKiller159, my old friend, the Excavalier. Yeah, Excavalier. That guy's cool. Would you say that DLC has overall been a good thing to happen to gaming? No.
No,
not at all.
Nope.
The fact that...
Well, I
the
mean,
fact, yeah, go on.
DLC as like the idea of downloading extra things, is no, but the idea of purchasing it, yes.
Remember...
Like you can have we patched something and made it work now.
I mean,
I
it's
disagree
cool,
with that,
it's
Gib. I
cool that we're no
disagree.
longer stuck in the days where like you have to buy like Sonic the like extra fucking cartridge to like plug your Sonic 3 into so you can play as Knuckles or whatever. Like it's cool that
though.
we've been unshackled from that. But also it sucks and it's abused, and I mean I guess I like the idea of DLC in principle, but I know that like companies do it in a shitty way that like just fucks their consumers.
Things like Artorias of the Abyss are like good examples of DLC that do everything right, or like the Bloodborne DLC and shit. But like the idea of like electronic media, and you know that you can just download everything and then endlessly put out patches. Everyone should check out a little video by an old man called Endless Jess, who I forget the name. It was the one
It's
about the
SimCity,
Sims.
right?
That's
No,
right. It's the
SimCity.
SimCity one.
Oh yeah.
That video.
That's my second favorite guy, next to Furnace Room.
Yeah, he's pretty good. They're both good. That video just really lays bare like the agony that we all have to go through of how like video games will like be updating for 1,000 years, and like it was so great to just buy a fucking game, you put it in your thing, and then you're playing it now. And the like I'm expanding from DLC just to like electronic gaming, like downloadable content and all that shit. Like it's made developers super fucking lazy. And, like, now they just don't give a fuck about, like, delivering, like, a complete package day one. Now they're like, oh, we'll just patch it, man. Who gives a fuck? Like, right now, they are continually, like, tweaking Final Fantasy 15 to make it, like, the real game. And, oh, what we rejoice in, like, 10 years when we've got, like, oh, we did it. We've got the real Final Fantasy 15. Meanwhile, I buy that shit day one. And I'm punished for it because I care too much about, you know, playing the game when it comes out. The people who invest the most are the people who are punished the harshest, who get the worst experience. I don't like that structure. People should be rewarded for supporting your fucking product instead of punished for it. I hate that shit.
I mean, I thinking about like the Dark Souls DLC. I bought the Dark Souls 1, the Prepare to Die edition, which had the DLC in it. So, I mean, I like the DLC, but if I didn't like it and I bought it separately, I would feel constantly bad that I had purchased that extra add-on when I didn't need to. And with every other Dark Souls game, it's like, now that I purchased this DLC, I better enjoy it. Whereas if it was just part of the game, like I could just think of it as part of the game, like, I don't really like that level, I won't play that one. And it's, I don't like that it makes me think that at all. I don't like thinking about it.
I don't want to be naive either, because like I know game development costs are just shooting through the roof, and like DLC is one way of like them like, you know, compensating for that. But like all the problems I've said still stand, and like DLC should never like I don't know. You shouldn't rely on it.
That's the problem because development costs are skyrocketing, but it's not like games are getting better.
Right.
You know,
very
like
true,
it's not like
very
there's
true.
any real return on that investment.
It's
So
the
like that's
influx.
that's the problem that should be fixed.
I have a
not
a rant
DLC
that-
used as like a weird fucking patch to cover it
DLC should only stand for dick licking contest with two fine juggalette bitches. Know what I'm saying?
Agreed.
I
You
actually have like a video about this that will not be out as we're recording, but will be out by the time people are watching this.
Oh, hell yeah.
And it's a rant about realism and video games.
I think a lot of it comes from like the normie influx as gaming has hit the mainstream, and people don't actually get what's good about video games. They just want the shitty cinematic experience. Like they want to play for an hour.
They're only picking up on the tangible details.
Yeah.
Oh my
exactly
god!
right.
I just remembered that last night I had a bunch of shitty dreams, and one of them was a terrible nightmare about me playing. I don't know. I think it was Uncharted. I've never played Uncharted, but I was playing what my mind imagines Uncharted to be, and I was just like, "Oh my god, the game plays itself. I'm not doing anything." It was really upsetting.
You know who else had shitty dreams?
Who's that?
Martin
Was
Luther
it
King
you?
Jr.
Oh.
No, this is gonna get banned from YouTube.
no.
What have you done?
Yeah, but he had one good dream that was good. Just the one dream was pretty nice.
That was a nightmare.
Yeah. There was. I was just gonna say
His dream was Hillary's nightmare.
Exactly. There's this one chart that gets passed around on V a lot that's very misogynistic and is very problematic. And it's like a picture of like Mario with just like a list of like years and then like what women thought of video games at this time in history. And it starts at like 1995 and it's like they're for nerds and you're gay if you play them. And that just like that repeated like 10 times until you hit like 2000 and it's like, oh, what are those guys doing over there? And then like 2001, oh, maybe I can get in on this. And it just shows them like slowly like creeping in and like changing. And then the last ones are like, games are for us. And if you can't accept that, you need to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
And I don't actually feel that that's like a super accurate for all women or anything, but it reflects like the normie influx of video games.
Guys, I had a
Yeah.
dream that I was at a place with my dad, and there was another dad with his littler kid than me. He was a littler kid, and that dad sent the littler kid to annoy my dad. And my dad turned around and he beat the shit out of the other dad.
Is that
for doing that. He didn't beat the shit out of the kid. The kid did nothing wrong.
Yeah.
And I felt so proud. And then I woke up and I was like, yeah.
And that young child's name was Trayvon Martin. He didn't do nothing. He didn't do nothing, everybody. All right.
Fucking stupid.
I know it's not an actual joke. What the fuck are we? Okay, another question. Let's get another question here. Here's a simple question. At Simid, simply says "bug fuck?" question mark.
Whoa. All right.
I know.
Depends.
Definitely. Well, that's what we need to, the bug wars are going on, but like we need to look forward to a better future where we and the bugs can love one another instead of fight. So yes, enthusiastic yes to bug fuck.
There's a very memey Twitter that has been blowing up recently called Spike the Beetle. And it's this, rhinoceros beetle with the pinchers, and they put like a pen in his hand and they let him paint and like draw stuff.
I saw that, yeah.
And you know, I look at that beetle and I think, this guy fucks. This bug fucks.
he's
smashing
everyday
that
dude.
puss.
And I just want to give an
All the girls love him.
I want to give an unequivocal yes to this question because of Hornet from Hollow Knight, who is the sexiest bug I've ever seen, and I love her, and she's great, and she's super cute. I love her dress.
Well, yes,
I love her
if
sewing
a
needle.
bug is a woman,
She's a
then-
fucking fish, bitch. Fuck that slut. Yeah.
if a bug is a woman, then of course I will beat them.
I just don't want to be gay with a man bug.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be unacceptable.
But like an armored penis or whatever they would have.
Armored penis. That sounds like a Mega Man X boss.
Let's end this thing. Here's one more
thank God.
question. Yeah. At 5'8" Keegan asks, do you think YouTube has been oversaturated with reviews/analyses?
Yes.
Oh
course
yeah.
it
Oh my God,
has.
yes.
Delete all the channels.
Destroy them,
including mine,
please.
especially mine.
The problem is there's too many that are not good, and they make. I mean, I would imagine they would make people think that what I make is.
I
could
think there's
potentially
too
be not
many.
good.
I think there's too many. Period. Even the good ones.
I agree. They need to all go away, so
You know
it's just
what?
me.
Everyone look up a video on YouTube called Bill Hicks, Hitler Had the Right Idea, where he absolutely loses it on a heckler and starts screaming about, please God, wipe these scum from the earth, and like it's Like, it's not even funny. Like, he's clearly actually mad. The audience feels really awkward about it because he's really screaming at this guy, like, please, God, kill everyone. Hitler had the right idea. He was just an underachiever. That's how I feel about reviews and analysis videos on YouTube. I feel like Bill Hicks screaming, kill them all.
Agreed.
It's really just that there's, there are good things to review, but I'd rather people make more good things to review than to review the good things.
I mean, I only care
Nobody
reviews.
does that because reviewing good things is easy and everyone does it and I do it and I feel stupid.
I'm basically totally uninterested in people talking about specific pieces of media outside of the fact that, of them like making a larger point about like, I don't know, something that is actionable or, is good or smart in some way. I don't know.
You know what?
Unless
It's
they're
not
entertaining.
even-
If they're entertaining or they're a cool person, then it will be good.
It's like ideally it's about the person doing like making the review and
right.
like you watching it for their personality or whatever, and just like
I feel like
and the game itself or the movie itself is just like a sort of like prompt to get them on a thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's like this
exactly.
movie or this game is like smart and good, and they're just like using that to attach themselves to it and make them seem good.
Yeah.
Which is
You know what?
shitty.
It's not even reviews and analysis. It's the problem. It's just please, for the love of God, be funny. Everyone who isn't funny, just die.
I couldn't agree more. And with that, I suppose we're done, everybody. Thanks for listening. We will see you next. Hey, remember to send more questions. Go to the, at TP Crastinators. Use hashtag AskPCP. Those are the only questions we answer. So if you're not using that, we're not answering your fucking question. So thanks for listening, everybody, and we will
Pledge
see you.
to the Patreon and hear the
Oh, yeah.
bonus episode with Florian talking about our favorite dogs.
That's right, which isn't out now, but should be up soon. Ben, you getting on that, buddy?
It's
You gonna do
it's
that shit?
uploaded. It's uploaded.
So
the
it's
one that
uploaded,
I
but not. Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
the one that I ruined with Road Rovers right at the end. We were doing so good.
No, that was great. It's perfect, everybody. It's a 10 out of 10 thing. Go listen to it. Pledge $5 to us. Patreon.com/the Pro Crastinators. Give us your money. Watch the episodes. Be the
Hashtag
best.
justice for Mumkey.
Hashtag justice for Mumkey. Do what you can, people. Click that link. It's going to be in the description.
Link
Help
in the
do whatever you can. Be polite. Be productive. Be a cool guy. Thanks for listening, everybody, and we will see you next time. Bye. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm supposed to be working right now. I'm supposed to be working right now. But I'm not working. I'm doing nothing. My dick I'm jerking. Myself I'm so